Hello everybody! My name is Dawson and today we're doing a new thing. So, this is sort of a new series, episode, not a TV show, but like, don't know what to call it, but this is the first thing for a new thing where I'm going to review the last 5 books that I have read. Okay, well this time it's gonna be 6, but that's only because I literally finished a book last night, so we're just gonna have to do all 6 because I want to talk about everything. You know, hopefully that's every month-ish. Hopefully I can read 5 books each month and then talk to you guys about each one. But we will see, especially with school coming up. We will see. So, there you go. Hopefully I explained that well enough and you're not just like, what? But we are going to start off with the book that I read the farthest away in time. The book that's the least recent read, we'll say that. That book is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, not sure, sorry. I am in love with this book. This is such an endearing story and heart-touching. This is one of my new favorite books. I guess I should probably tell you what it's about. So this is about a French girl who is blind, who lives with her dad in Paris, and this is right before World War II. And then once World War II happens, she and her father flee from Paris, and stuff starts happening. And it's also about this boy in Germany who, after the war starts, he's sort of recruited into the Nazi army because he's super smart, and sort of how their stories are intertwined. You should definitely pick it up and definitely read it. It is one of my new favorite books and I love this book. I of course ended up giving this 5 stars on Goodreads. Coming now forward in time, second to last, least recent. But anyways, that book is Selp-Helf by Miranda Sings. This is a comedy book by Miranda. It was definitely really funny. I did find myself laughing a lot, and I really loved this book. It was sort of her advice on how to be a better person, sort of thing. I don't have a lot to say about it. It was pretty funny. It wasn't deep or anything, so. But I did really enjoy it, and I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. Next on the lineup is Guns, Germs, and Steel, The Fates of Human Society by Jared Diamond. I have an interesting relationship with this book. So for the first half-ish, I really enjoyed it. It's super interesting if you read it. It's actually really interesting and explains a lot about history. But about the halfway mark, I started realizing this pattern. Then I was just oh my gosh, it's just the same thing over and over again. Basically, each chapter is just pose an interesting question. Take 20 years to answer this question by going on rants and answering a lot of sub-questions and having sub-points to sub-points to sub-points. And it's just what's the main question? Why am I even reading this? It got really strenuous. And then at the end of the chapter, we'll tie it up with 2 paragraphs. So I can't say I didn't enjoy it because at some point I enjoyed it, but then once I realized the pattern, it seemed like everything was just happening over and over again. So this wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't the worst. I believe I gave this 3 stars, but I think in my head it's 3.5 because it was interesting and the information is super interesting. I just feel it wasn't well written, so that's why I took off 1.5 stars. Next, I actually have a graphic novel, and that is Vincent by Barbara Stock. This is a graphic novel sort of about the not really the life of Vincent Van Gogh as much as just a certain portion of his life. I went into this thinking that it was a graphic novel on his life, but it's more just after he moves away from Paris and then to a little bit after he gets out of a mental hospital. Anyways, I really love this book. It was so interesting to see how people perceived his work, see his view on art and artists, and like how we should all have like an artist house where everybody can live and like not be like starving on the street. And the illustrations in this are really, really cool. Like that is really, I really like it. So yeah. I don't know, I really think it's good. And like this cool thing, once I noticed this, I was like, oh my gosh, this book is like 1,000 times better, even though I already loved it before. So at the beginning, I was like, the art style is way too simplistic. Like, this is not, it's not even that good. Like, I feel like it should be better somehow, I don't know. But then once I like read a little bit, I like fell in love with it, which is exactly how the world perceived Vincent van Gogh. At first they were like, ew, this is stupid. And then they were like, whoa, it's really good. So it's like exactly the same. Parallel. But yeah, overall, I really, really enjoyed this book, and I believe I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads. The next book that I read was It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini. Another book that I absolutely love. So this is a story about a boy who has depression and possibly some eating disorders. Not exactly sure. It doesn't really say it. I know he has depression, but he also can't really hold down food very easily. But anyways, it's about how he tried to get into this really prestigious high school, and then once he got in, it's like stresses him out and puts a lot of pressure and stress in his life. I absolutely love this book, like I said. The main character, Greg, is so, I don't know, he's just like so lovable, and I just really like, my heart went out to him sort of, and like, I really, really liked him. Also, every character in this was really good. There's only like maybe one character that I really didn't like, and even then it wasn't that strong of dislike, and they weren't in the book that much. So I thought this was a really great book. It has a really great message and a really great, you know, story, and a good eye-opener, I thought. Yeah, there's a really great band of characters that you meet, and they're all so nice. It's just such a nice story, and like, even though it's about like this boy with depression, it wasn't a depressing book almost at all. There's only really one part that made me sad, and it was just really, really heartwarming and really, really thoughtful and insightful, I thought. The last book that I am reviewing today is A Work in Progress by Connor Franta. This is just a memoir of Connor Franta's life and sort of stories from his childhood, and then him asking questions about life and like giving life advice, I guess we could say. I really enjoyed this book for the most part. I thought at the end it got sort of cheesy and like, oh, life doesn't wait for anybody, go out and do stuff. I know that's a good thing to say, but it just sort of, like, I've heard it a million times. But most of this book I really did enjoy. There were some really fun stories and some really good life lessons that he gave out, and I thought overall it was really entertaining and actually really like compulsively readable. I read like the first half of this in like one sitting, and then I read the other half in like 2 or 3 sittings. But yeah, I really, really liked this book, and I thought it was really entertaining. I just thought it was really nice to sort of hear like stuff that you don't usually hear from famous people. I thought that either he presented himself in a way, or his life actually was as like down to earth as it is in this book. It was really down to earth, I thought, and I really liked reading this a lot. So there you have it. I hope that wasn't terrible, and I hope maybe I'll get better. Anyways, I will do another one of these once I've read 5 books. I guess I'll tell you, the next book that I'm planning on reading is Shatter Me. I was looking for something fun and exciting, and I know that this is super popular, especially on BookTube, so I thought I would give it a try. One of my friends just started it and said that it's like gripping and that she forgot about page numbers while she was reading it, so I was like, okay, sounds great. So yes, I plan to read this next, so I'll probably get a review of this as well in the future sometime. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe. I will have another video up soon, so I'll see you then. Bye!